So, I just posted my first video and posted on 3 sites: YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And the results are as you would expect: nothing. Which is quite unfortunate. You know, it took me almost 4 hours, I think more than 4 hours, to record a 50, actually I cut it down, so like a minute long video. It took me 4 hours. And that alone was very frustrating, like the fact that I couldn't even get a 1 minute clip, like 1 minute script. I could not get myself to say it fluently. I could not get myself to say it, with the right energy. I could not get myself to even remember the lines, like the amount of times I would just say something completely off what I was supposed to be doing. It was very, very frustrating. To see 4.5 hours of your work basically into nothing. Yeah, I don't know. This is the problem with social media. Sometimes you just see clips that, like, some people's videos just change overnight. They get millions of views, and or not even millions. They get a couple thousand views, and that gets enough traction to their website, and then it's a snowball effect from there. I mean, I guess you could say, like, I still have a lot more work to put into this. For sure, I'm not, like, giving up at this point. It's just, yeah, it's something, I personally did not want to do to begin with. I'm not a fan of, personally, I'm not really a fan of social media. I don't want to be really a part of it. But in this society, in this day and age, in this economy, I feel like you've got to be, especially if you're nobody. And in my case, I am nobody. And I don't mean to say that, like, to put myself down. It's just like, what have I sorry, what have I built? What have I done? I've done a couple startups here and there, but have I actually really taken things to the next level? No, I think my biggest problem with everything that I've started is I gave up too quickly. And go really hard, especially in the building phase. Like, I would be really into the details, and working on every little thing, and coming up with a billion ideas. And as I'm pretty sure everyone is in that kind of everyone's in that phase. But sticking to something is very hard, especially when you're not seeing results. And it's been less than a month, so it's not like I'm like, oh my god, I've been put so much time into this thing and I've got nothing to show for it. It's been less. I think I was working on this project alongside another one, but I would say I've given it about a month and a half, 2 months now of work. So far, that's 122 users. Some of those are guests, some of those are actually people who have signed in. And I think that is a success. I wanted to get to 100 users last week, and I surpassed that. Like, by the Wednesday, I hit my goal. And this month I want to hit. This month I want to hit 1,000 users. But I also want someone to like actually buy something, not just like to come on the website, make an account, or just be as a guest and fiddle around with the product. I want someone to actually like follow through with the purchase. So I know if 1,000 people come here and no one does anything, there's a couple questions I gotta ask myself. One is like, is it like not trustworthy? Is it not a good idea, not a good product? Is it not getting what people want? That's the question. So I didn't even really introduce myself. My name is Wasim, and I am the solo founder of Rectangle, which is a one cart, one checkout for consumer electronics. So you're always getting the best deal wherever it is. And what I mean by that is, one, whatever product you're searching for, we'll find you the best price for it, and alternative like products that are similar to it. Two, we'll automatically keep track of all your warranties, which I don't think I've ever seen anywhere. So there's been hundreds of times where I forgot that I even had a warranty, and something breaks down. I don't even know what's covered in the warranty. And so now we're able to find all that information for you. Three, answer all your technical questions. I don't know how many times I've ever been to a Best Buy and first of all, like I can be waiting in an aisle for for at least 10 minutes or before anyone actually comes and like helps me. I was actually just there the other day to buy this, microphone, and I'm kind of like going around the aisles looking for something, and someone's just like literally just chilling. I don't remember if she was on her phone or not, but it took her a little while before she actually asked me like, hey, do I need anything? So yeah, going back to my point, like when was the last time you were in Best Buy? You got, first of all, got the help you needed right, like fast, and two, when was the last time you actually asked a question and someone knowledgeable enough answered it for you? Like I find myself like watching hours of YouTube videos just to buy a simple like monitor. I just want to make sure I'm getting the right thing, and I'm getting the best quality, the best price, and spending hours watching YouTube videos, doing Google searches and all that stuff. And Rectangle eliminates all of that. It does all your search for you. Like if you could do all the search you want, all your questions can be answered through Rectangle. And what else? Oh, and the fourth thing, which I mentioned at the beginning, which is you can shop across multiple retailers with one cart and one checkout. So you're always getting the best deal wherever it is. And I really do mean that. And I don't really lock you onto my site either. Like if you want to go buy the product, because I charge a service fee for providing that service. If you want to check out on a different like on the actual website, you want to go to Best Buy, you want to go to Amazon, you want to buy each thing individually, that's your prerogative. I don't really hold that against you. You can do that, provide you the link straight away. But I mean, if you want to purchase everything all at once, yeah, there's a 5% service fee, which I think is fair. I mean, there's a lot of things going in the background that is not free. I'm paying, an arm and leg for some of this stuff. Well, not really an arm and leg, but close to an arm and leg. Especially out where I'm at. Like I don't have any funding. I'm doing all of this by myself. I'm by myself here. I don't have any co-founders. looking for one. I don't really have anyone that I'm particularly interested in, really going at this with me, because I'm wired a specific way, like, and I want, when I'm working, I want like full energy, and yeah, I don't really have that currently. So, I'm looking for a co-founder. Finding that is another like challenge. There's just one guy on YouTube. I actually love his journey. His name is John. He's building this company called Stan. John, if you're watching, which I doubt you would, but if you do, what's up? Really inspired by your story and what you've built, you and Vitaly. I think it's honestly an incredible product, and you guys are an incredible team, and I absolutely love your energy. I think it's like you really like inspire me to be someone like that. Like, I want to be, like, I feel like I'm gravitated towards you. You know what I mean? But I mean, for myself, I've got obviously a lot of work to go. I got a lot of work that I got a lot of work I got to put onto myself to even get there. But yeah, I mean, finding a co-founder is freaking tough. I'm using Y Combinator matching, and haven't met someone yet. I mean, I connected with someone, asked to hop on a call, ghost, but it's totally fine. It's totally fine. But yeah, I mean, going back to like my point. I don't know if you can see my poppers. Oops. Those boxes were from my last business idea. Yeah, going back to what we originally were talking about, which was posting content in social media. I'm not a fan of it. I'm really not. And it sucks that this is how we have to do things. And I don't want to be, like, I'm not trying to complain. And it is what it is. Like, I think my friend said this quote the other day, and I thought it was actually a really, really good one. Shout out 9. 1 second. We're just talking. I mean, this is before I started posting my first video. And he said, we said 2 things. One of them is like, people want to be a part of other people's lives, and you got to choose what side you want to be on. And I'm not one to, I do watch YouTube. That's probably the one platform that I actually enjoy watching content from. And there's a handful of creators that I enjoy, like, for example, John from Stan. I think his content is, one, I think it's informative, it's beneficial, it's inspiring. Like just seeing someone, like I remember watching his first video on his like road to 1 billion. This guy, you know, I believe he was in an Upwork, not an Upwork, sorry. He was at a, why am I having a brain fart with WeWork, with him and his like small team. And like just to see him progress and get his office and then get his, the Toronto office and the LA office, and just seeing him raise money, seeing him like reach a certain like revenue, like that to me is just like, this is cool. And I'm kind of learning from him as he records. I don't know if this is a process that someone out there would also learn from me here, as I kind of go about what I build and how I build. But yeah, so I thought that quote, what he said, he was just talking out of his ass. That's the funny part, is that he wasn't. He was just on my bed right here. I was sitting right here, and we're just like talking, and he just said that quote. I'm like, holy smokes, I kind of like that. People want to be a part of other people's lives, and you've got to choose what side you want to be on. And I definitely don't want to be on the side that's, for me personally, that's just a consumer, which is nothing wrong with it. Some people, it's fine for some, but for me, that's not the life I wanna live. And then he also says something else, so I'm just kind of blanking out here. He gave me the advice to talk like I'm on FaceTime, which I hope I'm doing. I hope you get the feeling that I'm talking to you directly. And yeah, I mean, there was one other thing he wrote, or he said, I just can't remember what that was. If I don't write it down, I forget. Sometimes I can remember something told to me right away. See, one thing I really want to work on, and I really hope that this kind of journey, and maybe, me just talking out loud here, what that's going to help me with is actually my speech. I find that I talk in a very monotone, kind of steady, calm voice. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I do want to add some energy into my conversations, and I don't feel like I move my mouth. I don't think I move my mouth that much, and I think that makes me kind of stutter sometimes. I think that makes me mumble. I definitely don't enunciate some words properly, and so I'm going to use this as a method for me to honestly just get better at talking. There was another thing I watched on YouTube, which was very very quick. Someone just like was doing this like shadow mentoring or shadow lecturing. I don't remember the girl's name, but she was listening to this TED Talk. Or she was listening, but also at the same time, as the TED Talk was happening, she was copying this presenter, how they spoke, how they moved their hands, their body language, and I thought that was a fantastic idea, and I thought that's something that I would want to introduce to myself and my ability to kind of just like perform. And I just want to be great. There's been, ever since I was a kid, I've dreamt about building a product, building a business, building something. It wasn't the money. The money sure will come in. I'm sure it's a byproduct of actually building something useful, but it was never about the money. I loved the gratification from seeing someone use your product, and like the feeling they get, the happiness they get, or like the sigh of relief when they're like, oh, this like really helped me, I appreciate you doing this for me, or having this service. That to me is probably the most gratifying. It's more gratifying than the actual like cha-ching sound. The cha-ching sound, like when you actually get paid, is like ties it all together, of course. But just like that, like, yes, I actually did something that helped someone. This is something that changed their day, made their day better. Um, and that's something I honestly have always loved and wanted as a kid. I mean, I've started multiple Minecraft servers. The biggest one I got to like 20-ish players. And again, I was quick to kind of just shut that thing down. I just did not. I did not go through the pain of just like just keep pushing, just keep pushing. And that's what I want to change with Rectangle. And the one thing I'm going to do differently here is I'm going to ride this thing to the ground. I'm going to do like 3 months, 6 months. I don't know how long I'm going to go at this, but I'm going to, to the point where my competition, I think, exceeds my product, which I think right now I actually have the best product out there, respectfully. But I'm going to take this myself to the absolute, like, graveyard. Like, I'm going to make sure I exhaust every single little bit of energy I have in myself to actually make this work. That is, posting videos like this, that's posting kind of engaging entertainment videos that kind of are also informative and also kind of are for brand awareness. And I'm also going to post like, well, obviously I got to keep posting or keep building the product and making it better and making it, keep improving the back end. I mean, the magic is in the back end. And yeah, I think I'm not going to give up on this. I'm not going to give up on myself, and I'm not going to give up on my idea just yet. There's been times where I'm just like, am I doing the right thing? There's other people that have raised a lot more money than I have raised $0. There's some people in this and who I'm competing against have already raised a lot of money, valued at $100 million plus. And I've got none of that. I don't have anyone who's done that I can really rely on. I don't have any influencers. I don't know anyone like that. So I'm not going to get like any boost or help from anybody, which is totally fine. I mean, I'm not crying about that or anything like that. It's just like, I've just really realized that, I've got to do this, and I've got to really put myself on the edge, make myself really feel uncomfortable, like, posting these YouTube videos, putting myself out there. I'm very uncomfortable doing that because I'm also kind of allowing other people to challenge me and my ideas, which is tough. It's tough to be open like that. But I think it's necessary for growth. I think it's necessary for just, if I want to be the best, like I've got to do that. So kind of putting my ideas and my thoughts and feelings out into existence and seeing how people react, whether they're good or bad. It is what it is. And I am looking forward to it. I am really looking forward to it, and I'm really looking forward to putting all my energy into this. Like I go to work, I have my full-time job. I'm working from 8:30 to 5. And then I finish work, come home, obviously after walking the dog, and I'm grinding. And for the last couple of months, the last 4 months, while I've been like kind of experimenting with, a different idea, like where those boxes came from. God bless my family for, actually taking my dog for quite some time and just like taking care of him. I'm honestly not a dog person. I've realized that, but it's been 6 years. So I have to be. I think. Well, I'm trying to be forcefully. But yeah, God bless my family for taking care of him while I was able to kind of experiment and try and work. So like I would come from 8:30 to 5, and then after that, I eat. Maybe I watch a show for like an hour. Like right now I'm watching Succession, and then I grind until like 2, 3, sometimes, but rarely 4 a.m. It's typically 1 to 2 is the average. And yeah, I'm just going at it every single day, and that is my routine every single day. Weekends, from the moment I wake up around like 8, all the way till, actually I wake up on like 9 on weekends, but let's say 9 to again 2 a.m. Sundays I give myself a little bit of a rest. I go back to my family's house, and I hang out with them for the day. I gotta stop saying. Someone might say like, "Oh, I'm being too hard on myself," but I gotta be able to like point these things out and just call myself out on these behaviors. Otherwise, I won't change. But yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm doing. Just like 8:30 to basically 2 a.m. every night, and I'm loving it. I'm not hating this journey. It's frustrating sometimes for sure, especially when I have to like make content. That's one thing that I was procrastinating a lot. I really procrastinated creating content because of just the idea of putting myself out there, allowing people to judge me, allowing people to judge my ideas and push back on them, letting people into my world. What if I stutter and I'm not able to perform, and I'm not this, I'm not blah 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 blah. Everyone has these, but yeah, I really had a lot a lot of things I had to kind of get over mentally. But I posted the first one, and I think after this I'm just gonna let them trickle along. And I mean, I don't particularly know what day it is of this journey, but let's just call this day 0 of kind of, let's call this day 1 of posting online. Well, technically day 2 because I've already posted, but let's just call it day 1. I hope to post at least one video a week of this type of format. Do I know if I'm going to keep doing it? Do I know if it's going to amount to anything? It is what it is. I think I'm just going to post it. I'm not going to make any edits to it. I'm not going to look back at this. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to post it as is and move on with my life. And if it helps anybody, great. If it doesn't help anybody, great. If no one watches this, great. It's more of like, I guess I'm going to try to post this as a public time capsule for myself, just to see myself, how I grow over the next little while. So thank you. If you listen to this point, you can do whatever you set your mind to. It's hard. It's a lot of work. You're going to have to say no to a lot of things. You're going to feel bad, especially to like loved ones, and friends and family. It's going to be lonely. And you're going to have some really dark moments where you're just like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Am I the right person? Am I even smart? You're going to have so much self-doubt, but you just got to keep pushing. and you can do whatever you set your mind to. I think there's no one special. There are some people who are, you know. I'll take that back. There are some people who are definitely special, but they put in the work earlier, and they have the reps. That's my personal belief. I think you can do anything. Some people just have more reps than you, and they've been able to, now when they're doing whatever they are, they just sound like they're super gifted or whatever. But yeah, I think you can do whatever you set your mind to. There's a whole bunch of people, whole bunch of founders, whole bunch of, they're not like crazy special. You listen to their stories, and you're like, they kind of just started off like me. They didn't really, they're not like anyone special. And so there's something to learn from that. And I think that is that you can do whatever you set your mind to. You just have to really push it, and you really have to believe in yourself, and you really have to just work on yourself every single day of your life. And you have to try. That's my little motivational spiel at the end. I hope you guys have it's nighttime for me, but I'm going to get back to work. Adios.